Well, hello, footballers. Today we're going to look at the inside cut after the feint, or a double feint. So before I get into the move that I've been looking at, let's look at this clip where Messi goes from a stationary position versus Patrice Evra and goes down the line. And here's it from this angle. Okay, so I think I covered this in one or two videos before, but and I've tried this before and it actually works quite well. So the main principles here is, you just kind of skip with the right foot here. You see he kind of like drops his shoulder and his right foot kind of extends, so he's feinting there. And then after that, he quickly brings his left foot down, kind of behind the ball there, and then drops that other opposite shoulder, and then he's off down the line like so. And you kind of notice he almost takes the touch with his right foot, so almost like a La Coqueta. He does this quite often with this kind of move. So later on, you'll kind of see why. But I find like when you have your foot like there and you do an inside cut, you tend to cut really wide. So to be more directly down the line, sometimes you want to take a touch with the opposite foot. Now here's a clip where Messi does a double feint with inside cut in a similar manner, but he's actually moving with the ball. So after Messi takes the touch and the ball's rolling forward, you see he's kind of angled, kind of like almost towards the inside of the player. So that's just one thing to note, because he plants like again wide of the ball, because when you plant like this far rather than over here, generally your inside cut will be a bit more over there. So I think it makes more sense to like angle a bit more like inside rather than down the line, because if you were to do this down the line, you'd be almost like going like directly over to the right. So angling here just helps it guide it more directly towards the goal. So as the ball rolls, you see Messi takes his first feint like this, shoulder dropped, leg extended there, and then he immediately brings that leg down like this to the left before doing that inside cut, and kind of leaning over to the right and bring his foot over. I think I've covered before. It's just similar to the inside cut when you're dribbling, but just to go over it, like generally you want both feet in the air at a certain point. You don't want to like stick your plat foot too long before hitting it. So sometimes you kind of hop and just get leverage in a bit over there to have a quick cut rather than planting your foot and like waiting too long. So you also notice, since he this kind of inside cut goes, very wide. You see Messi take a touch with his opposite foot, just like he did in the previous clip. So that's just one thing I noticed that he does very consistently with this kind of move. And here's another clip of the similar move. So after Messi takes the touch, and you see his right foot kind of like skips over and then extends like this, and then his shoulders drop, and then the opposite shoulder drops there with his right foot to this side of the ball. And then just like before, bringing that foot inside, kind of doing a hop, so both feet are in the air, so it's quick. You don't lose any time planting your foot. And then, like I mentioned, this kind of inside cut is very wide, so just like the previous two clips, he takes a touch with the right foot before going down the line. Now here's the other variation of the double feint inside cut move. Okay, so similar like before, so as he goes, you see Messi extending that leg over there and dropping that shoulder before extending like there. Just no, unlike before, he doesn't extend his leg to the right of the ball, it's to the left of the ball, and doesn't look like his shoulder drops that much, but it is quick, so he doesn't. I think I did a video before with dribbling foot feint, but I didn't really focus on the first feint, and then how long he stood on the ground. I think when I first did it, I think I stood a little too long on the ground, which gives the defender enough time to read the move. So he's quite quick, and then again hops both feet and like drives his right foot in to do that inside cut. And unlike before, this is a lot more direct, so he doesn't need to take a touch with his right foot. And it might be important to note, he is kind of like facing more like towards the middle of the field rather than, I guess, more directly down the line. And here's the similar move to the previous clip. So after Messi takes this touch here, you see that shoulder drop. So it's a bit more of a shallow feint because that leg doesn't extend down this way. And you kind of see this time he's a bit more go directly towards goal rather than facing the defender here. And before he goes down the line, see the hip, it kind of turns in like this. And that kind of like brings his foot there quickly, and then, again, just that little hop to go do the inside cut, and it's a little bit more direct, so he doesn't need to take a touch with his right foot to go. So I need to explore this move a bit more, but it might have to do with maybe reading the defender and timing. Now here's a clip of Messi going to the opposite side rather than doing the inside cut. Okay, so you see how Messi's dribbling over here? See how he's like tilted kind of to the left right there. So I've done this in the past. Actually, I practiced the previous move, but I felt like something was missing. But a lot of times, sometimes how the defender's approaching me, I might do the tilt and I'll lean over to this side. Sometimes I'll like kind of bring my like foot out like to like almost do a mini feint with the circular motion of my leg. But just kind of like the previous clip. In the previous clip, you see Messi doing an inside cut over there. But here you see the defender lunge in. So instead, Messi will kind of do a feint. And sometimes I'll do it like a mini toe drag feint, depending on the situation, and go the other side. But I think a major component is the actual lean, just to see, and as you go towards the defender, just to see how he reacts. And if he doesn't react, you can do an inside cut. If he does, then you can probably do a feint. And here's my attempt for the other variation. Okay, so like Messi, I do my first feint. So like this. Maybe I could drop my shoulder a bit more. Let's see what Messi does. So he comes over there, and then yeah, the shoulder seems a little bit more dropped, but also seems another significant thing that I see. See, like that ball seems to be rolling a bit more because here, I plant my foot like this. I go directly to the right of the balls. So I think for this, I think this is an okay distance, but to make it easier to really extend my leg uh, to the right position, it might be better like to have the ball slightly rolling this way. So it's a good distance for the timing. So like Messi, I go over there, and then it's easy to drop that opposite shoulder, and then do that little hop, and then off. And then, as I previously mentioned, this kind of move, it's you have a tendency to go wide, especially like with the defender as he kind of tracks you and sticks his leg out. Also, because it's closer to your dribbling foot, so I got to train myself to try to take a touch with my opposite foot, and then so it can be more directly down the line. So a bit of a story. So I did both variations at a scrimmage match today. This one actually worked semi okay. The other one didn't really work out too much. It didn't really fool the defender, probably because what I mentioned was I needed to shift my body over to this side when doing it more of an aggressive feint. But for this one, I did more or less the same move, and then and that I could tell that the defender was quite confused by my feint. So and as a result, he did try to like shift over and stick the leg out. So I had to go a bit more to the side. And I didn't take a touch with my right foot, so I couldn't get more direct. So, but by the time I got to about here, the defender could like already track me, and rather than continue going down the field, it just made a pass. So that's something I gotta fix is just getting in just conditioning myself to take a touch with the opposite foot, so I can go more directly down the line. So I mentioned before that in terms of feints, doing the double feint is a lot more effective than the single feint because unless the defenders are like lunging in or you're near the box, so you don't need to go as direct. You can just create space to take a shot. Actually, should be good.